With the reboot of Stephen King's It and the popularity of American Horror Story, it's time to celebrate the finest clowns to ever grace our big screens and small screens. So those of you with an aversion to the makeup-wearing comedians should look away now, because these fellas aren't looking to make you laugh. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, we're going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary clowns in history. Before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at 5, Twisty the Clown. Arguably the best and most terrifying part of American Horror Story Freak Show was the homicidal, balloon-carrying bozo, Twisty the Clown. Now, Twisty begins as the main antagonist of the season. He is a disgraced clown who seems to have been dropped on his head too many times as a baby. His face is horribly disfigured, forcing Twisty to create and wear a makeshift prosthetic mask that is horrifying to look at. Played by John Carroll Lynch, the actor was very familiar with playing disturbing characters, having starred in David Fincher's Zodiac and the recent thriller The Invitation. However, his portrayal of Twisty the Clown was arguably one of the most terrifying things we've ever seen on our TV screens. With the character proving to be such a hit, Universal Studios were forced to include him in their current Halloween Horror Nights attraction. Good for you, Twisty. Well done. In at 4, Michael Myers. Now, by no means is Michael Myers a clown or infamous for being a clown. However, at the start of the first Halloween film, we see a very young Michael in a creepy clown getup, which more than deserves this place on our list. Now, Michael is terrifying regardless, and his name alone can make us cringe. Michael, of course, didn't have the most typical upbringing, and when he was just a young man, he dressed himself up in a clown costume and mask on Halloween and went about stabbing his family. Well, his unsuspecting sister. Now, this crime resulted in Michael getting committed to a sanitarium. However, we all know by now that 15 years later he escapes and takes up his favourite stabby pastime once again. This time, however, with a different mask, thank God. Coming in at 3, Clown Doll, Poltergeist. Released all the way back in 1982, the horror film Poltergeist became a smash hit overnight and has gone down in history as one of the scariest films of all time. Now, there are multiple terrifying elements to the film, but standout is the creepy clown doll. You know the one, the grinning toy sat in the chair in the darkness. How could we forget? Now, Poltergeist isn't a clown movie per se, but this haunted house film proved its worth with arguably the scariest clown of all time. I mean, he almost kills a child for God's sake. Better yet, the clown they used in the movie actually malfunctioned during this scene, actually choking the young boy. Of course, the clown was such a popular aspect of the original film that it once again returned when the 2015 remake rolled around. In at 2, Captain Spaulding, House of the Thousand Corpses. In Rob Zombie's directorial debut, he introduced us to one of the most gruesome clowns in cinematic history, Captain Spaulding, the owner of a gas station and roadside haunted attraction, which is all about serial killers, madmen, and freakish creatures. His menacing motivation is to redirect a group of young adults who are researching the legend of local Dr. Satan. And of course, instead of pointing them in the right direction, he sends them towards the murderous Firefly family. Spaulding became a horror icon overnight, so much so that Zombie expanded on the character's story in the sadistic sequel, The Devil's Rejects. Sadly, the film wasn't that great, just my opinion. Finally, in at number 1, Pennywise the Clown.
Go without this.
My ghost!
Exactly. Go on, kiddo. Take it.
Stephen King's novel It became an instant classic when it was released back in 1986. However, it wasn't until Tim Curry went on to portray the character in the TV miniseries did we realize how terrifying Pennywise the Clown truly was. With the white grease paint red nose wearing clown becoming a horror icon in the genre. Though the series was nowhere near as terrific as the book, Curry's performance holds a special place in our hearts, mostly because it was downright terrifying. We can't seem to forget it even if we tried. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any creepy clowns that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go, I just want to respond to a few comments from some of our previous videos. Mass Doctor said Lucy brings out the best videos on YouTube. Well, shucks, thank you. It's not just me though. I get a lot of help. But thanks. David Shechtem said Lucy McPhee equals Lady Darkmare. Into it. very into it. Slob-Dyed Pudding said, "Come on Lucy, you know it doesn't end here. I'm your biggest fan, but I cannot stand back and see you offer yourself up to the Dark One like this. Please stop your arrogant teasing of the Dark Ones and take a step back before you fall in. Despite munching on the shag pile of life liberation, the beast will still surface for you, and I really don't want to see such a beautiful siren vanish." Right. Okay. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. Until next time, see you later.